Welcome to Cooking with Trace Sorelli. By the way, that's the three sisters, Gracie, Joe, and Bibi. And this show is brought to you by Columbus Vegetable Oils. Now, this is a family business, and I noticed recently we have a lot of family-owned businesses on our website that are sponsors, and I really appreciate that. So thank you again to Columbus Vegetable Oils. Joe, you're the one that should tell them what we're making today.
Well, we're making our mom's Sloppy Joe recipe, and as I mentioned in an earlier show, this was my favorite birthday dinner. Did you guys ever ask for this? What did you ask for? Do you remember?
Well, I usually ask for French fries, but I don't know if I asked for Sloppy Joe.
I can't remember.
All I knew was I asked for strawberry shortcake for dessert. That's all the only thing I always knew.
She only remembers the dessert.
Yes, exactly. Okay, all right.
Go ahead, tell us more about the sloppy. So that was your favorite, and that's what Mom made it special.
Yes, and you know what's funny is I've tried to make it, and sometimes it doesn't taste so good, and I don't figure it out. But you know what? We looked at this recipe, and we think we've got it copied where it's going to be just like what Mom used to make.
Oh, cool.
And I know it's a family favorite for my husband. Your
Mike
husband.
loves it.
Yep. Everybody in my family loves Sloppy Joes.
So we're going to get started. We're going to make it today. Joe's favorite Sloppy Joe. Okay?
There you go.
All right. For first thing, Gracie,
we're going to start with some ground sirloin.
Yeah, we started with 2 pounds of ground sirloin. And, you know, Joe, you use ground sirloin too, don't you? Yeah. We always like it a little bit leaner, you know, so that's why we use this. I mean, you can use ground beef. You can use ground chuck. But we do use ground sirloin.
And sometimes they say ground round is even leaner or better for you than ground sirloin. You know what? It goes back to...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I never heard that.
Some of the butchers have said that to us, and you kind of, you know...
You're going to put it on the...
Right, we're going to go put it on the stove now.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start cooking that. And one of the interesting things is that when you make this and you use a product like this, you'll notice that there is very little grease at the bottom. And once the meat starts to brown a little bit, at this point, I'm going to add the onion, okay, and the green pepper. And you want to saute these for a little bit till they all cook nicely. But mix it together a little bit first. And then once you've got it down, you can leave it and let it cook for a little bit till everything is, the meat's all browned, and the vegetables are cooked a little bit too, sauteed nicely.
Oh, Bibi, that smells really delicious.
Oh, don't you think so? Ooh, yeah. So now it's just about, those are both cooked through very nicely. And we're going to bring it over here just for the convenience of all of our audience, okay? We'll do this over here so they all can see what we're doing.
It looks good too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yummy.
And we're going to add the ingredients here, and then we're going to bring it back over to the stove and finish cooking it. But let's add the ingredient. Gracie, be careful because this is hot.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to burn themselves.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's get started.
Let's get started with our oregano. This is a half a teaspoon of oregano.
Did Mom make anything without oregano, please? I don't think you have to put oregano in Sloppy Joe.
I know, but you know what's funny? She did it, so we're doing it, right?
A teaspoon of pepper.
Maybe that's my problem. I didn't do it.
Oh, you know what? Maybe you're right. Who knows?
See, she knew.
Okay.
A teaspoon of paprika.
Okay. And you know what's one thing I do notice, you guys? I like to add my seasonings to the meat, not to the liquid, because then I stir them up really well, and things seem like they're seasoned better. You have more taste throughout the whole product than if you put them, like if let's say we put the ketchup in first and then added the seasonings, the seasoning should really go directly on the meat.
Yeah,
Do you do that
I
too?
agree. That's a good way to do it.
I do that too.
Okay.
Okay,
where
are we at? Oh, our garlic.
3/4
This is what, 3/4 a teaspoon of granulated garlic.
Right. And then we're just going
I
to stir
always
that
check
up.
my recipe because
Oh, of course.
can't leave it to my memory, that's for sure.
And then we're just going to stir this up real good. This is before we add, because this way, like I said, all the seasonings are all evenly distributed, I think. And you know what's interesting is, do you see how the meat even gets a little bit of a pink tone from the paprika? I'm a big fan of paprika. I use it a lot.
You know what's funny? I've only started using it a lot recently, and I really do like it.
Yeah,
But I didn't like the smoked one when I tried, or the one that was supposed to be spicy or something. I didn't like that one.
you know, they have lots of versions.
Yeah,
of it.
they
I didn't
do.
realize that.
Oh, yeah, it's become popular.
Okay, and now we can go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients.
Okay, so we're going to add 3 tablespoons of prepared mustard.
Right, and here you can use this little guy here.
Yes,
Gracie.
please. Thank you.
I had that there.
Thank you.
So you can add that. And you know what was funny? When Joe and I were talking about the recipe, we wanted to make sure that you guys knew that it was the actual yellow mustard.
Not the powdered dry stuff.
Right, because you know that wouldn't be the same.
A little messy there.
That's okay.
Okay, and then we're adding 2 tablespoons of vinegar. It's white vinegar too. White vinegar.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be a good idea to use other kinds like red wine or cider. I mean, if that's all you had, maybe you could.
In a pinch.
But in a
It'll do
pinch.
3 cups of ketchup thinned with about a half a cup of water.
Right, and I did already add the water to this just to make it a little bit, easier to work with. But if you think that it needs a little bit more, you can always add a little bit more.
Ketchup is so thick when it comes out of the bottle.
I know.
So you really,
You're like, it's like goopy.
it works
you know.
to thin it down.
Yeah.
Plus, too, when it cooks, it's going to boil down a little bit.
Exactly.
So you want some extra liquid
There
in
we go. Perfect. Great.
You know I love mustard, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're like, Mom, I don't
Oh my
mustard is
gosh,
okay.
I love
don't-
mustard.
Do you really?
Oh my gosh.
Why?
What I'll
Almost?
do is I just take a piece
No.
of like
What do you put
sliced
it
turkey or sliced ham and I just fill it with mustard and eat it like that.
You like mustard.
That's how much I love mustard.
Okay, I like it, but I don't know if I like it that much. It's good on pretzels.
I know I don't.
It's good on pretzels, that's for sure.
Oh, this smells so good.
And now we're ready to bring it over back to the stove and finish doing the cooking.
Looks
We're
like it's got plenty of liquid too.
right,
doesn't
too,
it?
and you do want it a
Yes.
little bit liquidy. We're
Yes.
going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to lower the heat and let it sit for about simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
And one thing is, I know people are lots of times in a hurry, and this doesn't really take that long. Don't make it like just try to cook it on high all the time because. You know what? You lose some of the flavor because flavor develops over time over something just bubbling a little bit. So we're going to bring it to a boil first before we turn it down. So we just took it off the stove and it cooked for about 10 to 12 minutes. It looks great, smells awesome, and we're ready to dig in. Actually, you can do it 2 ways. You can put it on a nice soft roll with some sesame seeds. You could put it on a Kaiser roll, or you could put it in a bowl. And we're going to try both
Always.
ways. Yeah, we're going to try all ways. So we're ready to sample. Okay, you know what? Are you guys ready to have some of this food?
Yes, we
Yes.
are. But you know what? We had a tough time with the wine selection today because what's
Okay.
interesting is we were thinking, do we do beer? Do we do wine spritzers? Whatever. And
All these hard
Well, you know what?
decisions
There's
to
a lot
make.
of different options. Some people recommended a rosé, which has become kind of popular again. Remember how it was popular when we were young?
Yeah, mhm.
And now
Which wasn't that long ago.
Okay, maybe for you, but for me it was. And so now it's kind of coming back into popularity, but we decided to go with the Zinfandel since none of us really are big rosé people, although the color's really pretty.
Right,
It is a
exactly.
great
Yes,
and you know
it
what's
is.
funny, Joe? Now this is, of course, is Joe's favorite, the sloppy Joe with the French fries, and we made those just because we wanted you to see what this is what Joe used to love.
See what we're
when we were
gonna
a kid.
enjoy.
and we're going to enjoy. But when we were kids, we didn't have any wine, so see, you didn't have that selection.
Oh, well, we won't tell family.
Yeah, we won't tell
secrets now.
family secrets. Okay,
We are Italian.
But Gracie, yeah, we won't go into that. Gracie, you go ahead. Give us a little taste of
Pour
this.
some wine.
Was
Okay.
it just Aunt Joe who had the barrel in the basement, or
Oh my
did everybody else
gosh.
have barrels
Well,
in
our
their
family would make their own wine.
Yeah,
so-
I actually remember
But it was
her-
really sweet. Do you remember that?
And I did used to like going down to the basement with her because she'd have me carry it, and of course, can I tell my main secret? I used to run around to all the glasses, and there was always just a little bit in the bottom of the well of the glass because they had these wine, and I would just drink the little bottom out of each glass. It was quite enjoyable,
thank
actually.
you.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
But we're going to taste the food first, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
we
If you
are.
insist.
Yeah,
Here we
let's
go.
try it.
So
Gracie.
good. I'm gonna eat it my favorite way, just right out of the bowl.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
and
you're-
Mike's favorite way. He likes it that way,
He
right?
loves it this way,
Oh,
actually.
no parsley.
Yeah,
Here you
Look
go.
at
he loves
Okay.
that. Okay, let's take a
Oh.
bite.
Oh my.
Oh, this is, okay, you know what?
Takes us back.
Oh, it sure does.
This is good.
Very good.
Really good. Wow.
It's perfect.
Oh, I love
Very
it.
good.
Okay, I have a little sip of the wine with this.
Oh, absolutely. Here we go, girls. Cheers.
As Mom always said,
Cooking is a labor of love.
and
Labor
for
of
this
love.
one especially, this
Yep.
was her labor of love for Joe. Okay, thank you. I actually
that
like
wine
that.
is really good.
That's really good.
It's
isn't it?
very good.
Oh, another little sip.
Very good.
Is that the one that they recommended?
It is. Very good. I'm going to take another bite.
Please click on the link below this video for the recipe we made today. Stand Up to Cancer is the official charity of La Tre Sorelle. Our whole family supports the Stand Up to Cancer organization.